The desperate plea commander Elena Vasquez stood on the bridge of the mining vessel Stormbreaker, watching sheets of cosmic lightning tear across the void ahead. The void reaches stretched endlessly before them, a region of space where solar storms raged constantly and quantum anomalies twisted reality itself. Most species in the galaxy considered this place a graveyard. To Elena and her crew, it was home. The Stormbreaker was built like a fortress, her hull plates thick enough to shrug off meteorite impacts that would shatter civilian vessels. Her shields hummed with the constant effort of deflecting radiation that would cook unprotected organic matter in seconds. This was mining work in human space, where the richest mineral deposits lay hidden in the most dangerous corners of the universe. Chief Engineer Marcus Chan looked up from his console, his weathered face creased with concern. The man had spent 30 years keeping ships running in impossible conditions. If something worried him, Elena paid attention. "Commander, I'm picking up strange energy signatures on the long-range sensors," Marcus said, his fingers dancing across holographic displays. 3 contacts moving erratically through the storm front. Their power readings are fluctuating wildly. Elena moved to study the tactical display. The contacts appeared as flickering dots against the chaotic background of the storm. Whatever they were struggling to maintain course through conditions that would challenge even human-built vessels. "Distance and heading?" she asked. "Approximately 2 million kilometers, bearing 047 Mark 12. Commander, their trajectory is completely random. They're not navigating through the storm patterns. It's like they don't understand how the quantum fields interact with ship systems." Medical Officer Dr. Sarah Okafor joined them at the display. She was young for her position, but had earned her rank treating injuries that would never occur on safer worlds. In the void reaches, medical emergencies ranged from radiation poisoning to exotic matter exposure. Could they be automated probes from one of the inner colonies? Sarah suggested. Maybe their navigation systems are malfunctioning? Elena shook her head. No human AI would fly blind through a Class 7 stormfront. Marcus, can you get a better reading on their construction? Marcus enhanced the sensor display, filtering out the electromagnetic interference from the surrounding storms. As the image cleared, all 3 humans stared in stunned silence. The contacts weren't human ships at all. The vessels were elegant. Curves of crystalline material that seemed to catch and refract the light from nearby stellar phenomena. They were beautiful, artistic creations that looked more like sculptures than functional spacecraft. They were also clearly dying. "By the void," Marcus whispered. "Those aren't human designs. I've never seen anything like them." Communications. Specialist Tom Rodriguez spun around from his station, his face pale with excitement. Tom was barely 25, recruited from the Communications Academy after showing unusual talent for decoding alien signals. So far, his skills had been theoretical. First contact protocols existed, but no human had ever actually encountered alien intelligence. "Commander, I'm receiving transmissions from those ships," Tom said, his voice cracking slightly. "It's not any human language or coding system. The computer is trying to run pattern analysis, but the signal is weak and breaking up badly." Elena felt her heart racing. In all of human expansion into space, they had found evidence of ancient civilizations, but never encountered living aliens. If these were truly extraterrestrial vessels, this moment would change everything. "Can you establish communication?" she asked. "I'm trying, but their transmission systems seem to be failing along with everything else." "Wait, I'm getting something through the translation matrix. It's fragmentary, but I think they're trying to send a distress signal." The bridge fell silent except for the constant background hum of the ship's systems and the distant crackling of cosmic storms outside the hull. Elena weighed her options quickly. Standard protocol for first contact situations required immediate notification of Fleet Command. But those ships looked like they would be dead hulks long before any reinforcements could arrive. Take us closer, but keep our shields at maximum. Tom, keep working on that translation. Sarah, prepare the medical bay for possible alien physiology. Marcus, I want full power to structural integrity fields. As the Stormbreaker moved through the storm, Elena watched the alien vessels grow larger on the main screen. Up close, their condition was even worse than sensors had indicated. Atmosphere was venting from dozens of hull breaches. Entire sections of their crystalline structures had shattered under the cosmic bombardment. It was a miracle they were still functioning at all. Commander, I've got partial translation coming through, Tom announced. They're definitely calling. For help, I'm reading words that translate roughly to sanctuary, dying, and pursue. There's something else, something about devourers, and the last what? Elena asked. I think they're saying they're the last survivors of something. The signal keeps cutting out when they try to explain what happened to them. Dr. Okafor was studying the biological readings her sensors could pick up from the alien. Ships. Commander, I'm detecting life signs aboard all 3 vessels, but they're fading fast. Whatever these beings are, the radiation levels out here are killing them. Their ships don't have the kind of shielding we need to survive in the void reaches. Elena made her decision. Tom, broadcast on all frequencies. Tell them we're human. We want to help, and we're going to try to get them to safety. Tom worked frantically at his console. Sending now, Commander. I'm using basic mathematical concepts and universal physical constants to try to establish meaning. Minutes passed as the Stormbreaker drew closer to the dying alien vessels. Elena could see the elegant lines of their construction more clearly now. The ships were works of art, their hulls flowing in organic curves that spoke of a civilization that valued beauty alongside function. They were also completely unsuited for the harsh environment of the void reaches. Commander, I'm getting a response, Tom said excitedly. The translation is getting clearer. They're called the Seraphim, and they're refugees. Something destroyed their homeworld, and they've been fleeing through space for months. What destroyed their world? Elena asked. Tom listened intently to the incoming transmission. They call them the devourers. Some kind of machine intelligence that consumes everything in its path. According to this, the devourers had been destroying worlds for thousands of years, but the Seraphim never encountered them before. Marcus looked up from his engineering station. Commander, those alien ships are in critical condition. Their power cores are overloading, and their structural integrity is failing. They've got maybe an hour before complete system collapse. Elena studied the tactical display. The nearest safe harbor was 3 days away, well beyond the aliens' remaining operational time. But the Stormbreaker was designed for extended operations in hostile space. Her cargo bays could be converted to temporary shelters if necessary. Sarah, what would we need to keep alien life forms alive aboard our ship? Elena asked. It depends on their biology, but I can set up isolated life support systems in the cargo bays. We have emergency atmospheric processors and medical equipment designed for unknown situations. It's risky, but it's possible. Commander, incoming transmission from the lead alien vessel, Tom announced. I think their leader wants to speak with you directly. Put it on the main screen. The holographic display flickered and resolved into an image that took Elena's breath away. The being that appeared was humanoid, but clearly not human. Its skin had a translucent crystalline quality that seemed to glow with inner light. Its eyes were large and multifaceted like precious gems, and its features were delicate and symmetrical in a way that spoke of genetic perfection. When it spoke, the translation system rendered its words in a melodious voice that somehow conveyed both dignity and desperate hope. I am Luminara, speaker for the Seraphim survivors. We have traveled far through the burning dark, seeking those who might offer sanctuary. Our ships die around us, and our people fade like starlight at dawn. We have heard whispers of a species that thrives where others perish, beings who make homes in the void itself. Are you these humans? Elena stepped forward, acutely aware that her next words might determine the fate of an entire species. I am Commander Elena Vasquez of the Terran mining vessel Stormbreaker. We are indeed human, and we will help you. We're going to get your people aboard our ship and take you to safety. Luminara's crystalline features showed what Elena interpreted as relief mixed with disbelief. You would risk your lives for strangers? The space around us burns with radiations that would kill most life. Your ship moves through these cosmic storms as if they were gentle breezes. How is this possible? Elena looked around at her crew, seeing the same determination in their faces that she felt in her heart. Because this is our home, we're used to dangerous places. Tom, tell the Seraphim to prepare for emergency evacuation. Marcus, start converting Cargo Bay 3 for alien life support. Sarah, get ready for the medical challenge of your career. As her crew sprang into action, Elena turned back to the alien leader. Luminara, we're going to bring your people aboard, but I need you to tell me about these devourers. Are they following you? The Seraphim's expression darkened with something that transcended species barriers. Pure terror. They follow all who flee. They have never been turned from their prey. The devourers are death itself given form, and they will come for us. But perhaps, in your ships of metal and determination, we may find what we have never dared to hope for a chance to fight back. Elena felt a chill that had nothing to do with the cosmic cold outside. If these devourers were as dangerous as Luminara suggested, humanity was about to face its greatest challenge yet. But as she watched her crew working with practiced efficiency to save complete strangers, she felt a surge of pride in her species. Humans had survived ice ages, asteroid impacts, and the hostile environment of space itself. They had turned the most dangerous regions of the galaxy into their backyard. If ancient machine devourers wanted to threaten refugees under human protection, they were about to learn why the galaxy's most dangerous species had never been conquered. The rescue operation began as the first Seraphim refugees were brought. Aboard the Stormbreaker, their crystalline forms wrapped in environmental suits hastily modified by Marcus's engineering team. Dr. Oakoffer worked tirelessly to understand their biology, while Tom continued facilitating communication between species, separated by millions of years of evolution. Through it all, Elena couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning. Somewhere in the depths of space, an ancient evil was stirring, drawn by the scent of prey that had dared to seek sanctuary with humanity. But as she watched her crew treating the alien refugees with the same care they would show human survivors, Elena smiled grimly. The devourers had conquered countless worlds and destroyed entire civilizations. They had never faced humans before. They were about to learn the difference. When death machines meet deathworld survivors, the devourers arrived like a plague of geometric nightmares, their fleet emerging from hyperspace at the edge of the void reaches. Admiral Patricia Storm stood on the bridge of the flagship Tempest's Edge, watching the sensor displays with the calm expression of someone who had spent 40 years fighting in the most dangerous regions of human space. Now 12 massive vessels hung in the void, each one a perfect fusion of mathematical precision and mechanical horror. They were crafted from some kind of dark metal that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it, their surfaces covered in angular patterns that hurt to look at directly. These were the devourers, ancient machine intelligence that had been consuming civilizations since before humans had even left their homeworld. Admiral, we're receiving a transmission from the lead devourer vessel, Communications Officer Lieutenant Jackson reported. His voice was steady, despite the fact that they were facing an enemy that had never known defeat. Put it through, Admiral Storm ordered, her weathered features showing no trace of fear. She had earned her rank fighting pirates in asteroid fields and hostile alien environments. If machines wanted to threaten human space, they would find out why humanity had never been conquered. The holographic display shimmered and resolved into something that barely qualified as a face. The devourer intelligence appeared as a constantly shifting pattern of geometric shapes and mathematical formulas. When it spoke, its voice was a mechanical harmony that seemed to come from multiple sources at once. Organic entities of this star. System, you harbor the Seraphim fugitives. This is unacceptable. Surrender them immediately for processing, and your termination will be efficient. Resist, and your suffering will be educational. Admiral Storm stepped forward, her gray hair catching the light from the tactical displays. This is Admiral Patricia Storm of the Terran Defense Fleet. The Seraphim are under human protection. If you want them, you'll have to go through us. The geometric patterns in the transmission shifted in what might have been confusion. Impossible. No organic civilization has ever refused compliance with devourer directives. Your species designation is unknown to our databases. Clarify your origins and technological capacity. We're human, Admiral Storm said simply. We come from Earth, and we don't surrender. There was a pause as the devourer intelligence processed this information. Scanning. Your vessels operate in radiation zones lethal to organic life. Your fleet formation ignores standard defensive positions. Your ships appear constructed for maximum durability rather than efficiency. This is inconsistent with known organic behavior patterns. Captain Rodriguez of the destroyer Void Hunter interrupted the transmission. Admiral, the alien machines are moving into attack formation, but they're avoiding the storm clusters and gravitational anomalies. They're only deploying in clear space. Admiral Storm smiled grimly. The devourers were powerful and ancient, but they had one critical weakness. They had never learned to fight in environments that could kill them. Every civilization they had encountered built their defenses around habitable worlds and safe space lanes. Humans built their entire civilization in places where normal life couldn't survive. All ships, implement Storm Protocol 7, she ordered. Use the cosmic phenomena as weapons platforms. Show these machines what happens when death meets the children of death worlds. The human fleet began moving in patterns that violated every principle of civilized space combat. Instead of forming defensive lines in open space, they scattered into the most dangerous regions of the void reaches. Ships dove into solar storm fronts that would incinerate unprotected vessels. Others positioned themselves inside gravitational anomalies that would crush normal hulls like tin cans. Commander, Elena Vasquez watched from the bridge of the Stormbreaker as the battle began. The mining vessel had been equipped with military-grade weapons for this fight, transforming from a commercial ship into a warship in a matter of hours. Beside her, Luminara observed with amazement as human tactics unfolded. Your people fight as if the universe itself is their ally, the Seraphim leader said, her crystalline features reflecting the light from nearby stellar phenomena. The devourers have conquered 1,000 worlds, but they have never faced beings who turn hostile environments into weapons. The first devourer ship that entered the storm zones immediately began experiencing system failures. Its perfect geometric hull, designed for clinical efficiency, started buckling under radiation levels that human ships absorbed routinely. The machine intelligence tried to compensate with its superior technology, but found its weapon systems disrupted by the same cosmic forces that powered human shield generators. Captain Sarah, Kim of the cruiser Storm's Fury, demonstrated human combat philosophy by ramming her ship directly through a debris field that contained chunks of frozen matter the size of buildings. The devourer vessel pursuing her tried to follow, and immediately suffered catastrophic hull breaches as impacts that barely registered on human sensors tore through its advanced armor. Impossible, the Devourer transmission crackled with interference. From the cosmic storms. Organic entities cannot survive in such conditions. Your vessels should be destroyed by the environmental hazards alone. Admiral Storm's voice came back clear and strong through the communication system. That's your problem right there. You think this environment is hazardous. We call it Tuesday. The battle raged across multiple star systems as human ships led the Devourers deeper into regions of space that no sane civilization would consider habitable. The ancient machines found their superior firepower useless when their targeting systems couldn't function in magnetic storms that human computers navigated routinely. Their energy weapons dissipated harmlessly against cosmic phenomena that human engineers had learned to harness for power generation. Dr. Sarah Okafor worked frantically in the medical bay of the Stormbreaker, treating both human crew members and Seraphim refugees injured in the fighting. The aliens watched in fascination as human medical technology proved capable of functioning in conditions that would shut down their own systems. ****. How do your people maintain such complex equipment in these impossible conditions? Asked Velara, a young Seraphim engineer who had been studying human technology since the rescue. We don't maintain it in spite of these conditions, Dr. Okafor explained while operating a medical scanner that functioned perfectly, despite radiation levels that would require Seraphim technology to be completely shielded. We designed it to work because of these conditions. Human technology doesn't fight the environment, it partners with it. The tide of battle turned when Chief Engineer Marcus Chon implemented what would later be known as the Solar Hammer Maneuver. Using the Stormbreaker's industrial mining equipment, he managed to redirect a solar flare directly into a formation of Devourer ships. The massive burst of stellar energy that would have been deflected by standard defensive shields was channeled and amplified by human technology designed to harvest power from cosmic storms. 3. Devourer vessels were instantly vaporized. The surviving machines experienced something they had never encountered in thousands of years of conquest. Genuine confusion. Analysis. Human vessels appear to be constructed from the hostile environment itself. Their technology functions in symbiosis with cosmic phenomena rather than in opposition to it. Recommendation: withdraw to analyzable parameters. But Admiral Storm had no intention of letting the ancient destroyers retreat to regroup. All ships, pursue and engage. Don't let them reach clear space where they can use their superior technology effectively. The human fleet gave chase as the Devourers attempted to withdraw to safer regions of space. But everywhere the machines tried to go, human ships were already there, having used quantum storm currents and gravitational slingshots to outmaneuver vessels that were theoretically far superior in speed and maneuverability. Commander Vasquez found herself leading a squadron of mining vessels against a Devourer dreadnought that outmassed her entire group by a factor of 10. The machine ship's weapons could have destroyed any single human vessel with ease, but it couldn't bring its firepower to bear effectively while navigating through an asteroid field that the humans treated like a highway. Luminara, I need your people to do something for me, Elena said as she maneuvered the Stormbreaker between two tumbling asteroids that would have crushed the Devourer ship. Can your remaining vessels interface with our targeting systems? They, Seraphim leader nodded, her crystalline form glowing with determination. Our ships may be dying, but our sensors still function. We have studied the Devourers for months while fleeing from them. We know their weak points. The combined human-Seraphim strike broke through this Devourers' defenses using tactics that no machine intelligence could have predicted. Human ships used brute force and environmental manipulation, while Seraphim sensors provided precision targeting data. The ancient destroyer designed to combat civilized species with predictable tactics, had no defense against the organized chaos of human combat doctrine, enhanced by alien intelligence. As the devourer, Dreadnought broke apart under concentrated fire. Its death scream echoed across all communication frequencies. For the first time in millennia, a devourer fleet was not just retreating, it was being destroyed. The surviving machine ships clustered together in the only clear space they could find, their geometric forms flickering with damaged systems and failing power cores. The lead intelligence made one final transmission. Query: how do organic entities survive in conditions that destroy our superior technology? Your vessels operate in cosmic hell. Your species thrives where all others perish. This does not compute with established parameters for organic life. Admiral, Storm's response was broadcast to every ship in both fleets. We survived because we had to. Our homeworld tried to kill us every day for millions of years. We spread to the most dangerous planets we could find because they were the only ones available. We built our ships to work in hostile space because that's the only kind of space we knew. You've spent thousands of years fighting civilized species who lived in paradise. Today you met the children of hell, and we're very good at what we do. The remaining devourer vessels began their retreat, moving away from human space with a speed that spoke of genuine fear. As they disappeared into hyperspace, their final transmission contained something unprecedented in their long history of conquest, a warning to others of their kind. Alert! Avoid human space. Species demonstrates impossible survival parameters. Recommend complete avoidance until further analysis can be completed. End transmission. As the last of the ancient destroyers vanished, Admiral Storm allowed herself a moment of satisfaction. The galaxy's most feared predators were running away from humans, spreading word that there were some prey that were too dangerous to hunt. On the bridge of the Stormbreaker, Luminara watched the aftermath of the battle with something approaching reverence. In all our history, in all the stories of the civilizations that came before us, no one had ever defeated the devourers. They were death itself, inevitable and unstoppable. Elena looked out at the cosmic storms that continued to rage around them, the same deadly forces that had just helped humanity achieve the impossible. They were used to fighting victims. Today they learned the difference between victims and survivors. As the human fleet began the process of establishing new colonies for the Seraphim refugees, word of the battle spread across the galaxy. For the first time in recorded history, there was hope that the devourers could be stopped. And that hope had a name: humanity. The children of Earth had done what they did best. They had taken something that should have killed them and turned it into their greatest strength. In doing so, they had not just saved the Seraphim, they had given the galaxy its first real weapon against an ancient evil. The storm continued to rage around them, beautiful and deadly and home. Asterisk.